Hiya, so I'm making another video now, subsequent to receiving an email from a young woman who is at the first stage of being tested after being referred from her GP, and she wanted to know the test that I underwent to detect the cancer. Now, okay, first of all, everyone should know that most lumps, 80% of them that are found, are benign, and that should comfort you through your tests. You should stay positive and you should hope that it's not cancer, but I also advise that you should accept the possibility of cancer so that you build a strong psychological defense system within yourself, so that when you're diagnosed, your whole world doesn't come crashing down around you. Of course, I hope and pray that this young woman will be fine, but that's my advice because it helped me. So I underwent a fair amount of testing, which took a couple of months, to be honest. It was a long process. I don't want to be mad at the NHS, but there was lengthy periods of time where I was waiting to be seen for test results to come back. So it's not brilliant, but you know, we're there now. First of all, I received an immediate referral to the hospital. That's a 2-week system, and you should be seen within 2 weeks at the hospital for an examination. So the doctor examined my breast, he felt it, and he also did a needle test where you just take a small sample from the lump. It's not deep tissue or anything, so you just pop it in and take what you can. He was quite sure, judging by my age and how it felt, that it was benign. He thought it was a fibroderma, which is quite common within young women, and just due to having crazy messed up hormones, which I probably did for a while. So I was quite comforted by that, but you know, I still had this feeling within me that something else could be wrong, so I didn't rule it out. So I went back 2 weeks standard, and the results were non-cancerous for my first test. Now this is a clear example of why you should get a second opinion, because if I left that thinking non-cancerous, fine, pretty much be dead within 10 years or less. So second opinions are so essential. So the reason that I got the second opinion was because with the NHS you're supposed to have the triple test. You're supposed to have the tissue test, the mammogram and the ultrasound. So I went back and I had the ultrasound, and the lady doctor did that, and she looked at it, and I was terrified because she hesitated and she looked at the lump and she said that the edges weren't smooth, and on a cancerous lump it's usually like a raggedy edge rather than a smooth edge. And so there and then she said that I should do a deep tissue called a core biopsy needle test, and this was horribly painful and I wasn't expecting it, so I was in shock and I cried and it was terrible, but I got through it. And what basically happens is the lump's there and they put this giant needle in and they shoot a razor blade in there and snip a sample out. Painful but bearable, okay? So if you have to have this done, don't run around terrified, refusing to have it done. It's what will save my life, this test. They had to do that twice. They take 2 samples. I was asked to come back for my results after 2 weeks, and this was after my 21st birthday. I said I didn't want to go. They offered me an appointment on my birthday and I said no, and so I went back the week after that, and that's where I was told it was cancerous. And I was there and on the day also asked to have a mammogram. So this is the other test that you might have. It's not usually recommended for young women because our breast tissue is too dense to usually get a clear enough picture of the breast. But what basically happens is you go in there, you whip your bra off, and you have to like place your breasts on like a plastic plate. It's not really the right word. Or it's like, it's flat when you put your boob on it, and then something comes down and it sandwiches the boob, and it does that so we can really see into the tissue. And you do that twice for each boob. This isn't painful, it's nothing to worry about. This is a bit weird. It squishes your boobs down and flattens them, but it's not painful, you shouldn't worry about it. And again, it's essential to do the triple test. So that's really what to expect if you are being tested for breast cancer, and you can get through it. It's nothing too awful. It's more the emotional test that comes with it. Of course, when I was diagnosed after that, I went for an MRI, which is the weird one where you have to lay on your front in this little pod thing, and there's loads of loud noise like clanging, rusty metals, and that's where they take imaging of your whole body to see the extent of the cancer. This again is completely painless, not really that uncomfortable. I did have a drip in my arm. That was, you know, a bit gruesome, but I'm not really scared of needles, as we can all see, so that comes in handy. So that's testing, and I hope this helps young women who may be testing. You shouldn't be scared. You should be happy that you're being provided with the means to test your lump, because unfortunately a lot of young women are turned away at their GP and told not to worry. They're sure this is fine, come back in a month or come back in 6 months, and you should refuse this. You should say you want the testing, and you should be entitled to it. Okay. Anyway, tune in again for my next vlog. I don't know what it's going to be about, but I think it might be chemo next, so tune in. Bye.